am Dr. Samantha Johnson. I'm a Jamaican medical doctor and I'm the curator of the Layman's Doctor, which is a holistic medicine brand that focuses on bridging the gaps between healthcare workers, healthcare services, and patients. I have created a branding guide for healthcare workers where I talk about all topics branding, but you don't even have to be a healthcare worker to even enjoy these tips and tricks. But because I'm a healthcare worker and I primarily use these tips to help me with the Layman's Doctor, I thought I'd share. Today I'm gonna be talking about how to prepare yourself for a video, and this is totally going to be based on mistakes that I have made, even sometimes continue to make. So in the comments, if I miss anything, if there are any other tips or tricks that you have, please feel free to share them with me. Remember, this is a community for growth, and each time we do something, put something out there, we want to get better and better each time. So let's jump right into the video. Preparing is great because it really helps you when it comes time to deliver the content. It's like you're doing an exam. You don't want to just jump into the exam. You haven't studied, you haven't read, you haven't been to any of the classes. You're way more likely to kind of just not know what's happening, fumble, and maybe even fail. So when it comes to preparation for your video, the things that I tend to look at is the content, the setup, and the image. Here are some reasons why you should consider preparing for your videos before you sit down and press record. One, the time for recording is going to take way less time because you've already planned out in your head how that video is going to go out. Two, you're going to sound way more cohesive. And even though you can crop, edit, chop things, when you already have kind of like a plan in your head and a script or even just key points, when you're talking about them, it comes off way more cohesive, it's less choppy, and you end up having less editing to do. I also find that when I already know what I'm going to say, when I've messed up, I can literally stop, block it off, and then restart. And when the editing process comes around, it doesn't take me hours and hours and hours to edit this video. Another thing with preparation is that it really helps you to flesh out content. So I've had cases where I'm writing down, I actually have an outline that I have made personally on when it comes to fleshing out my videos or my blogs or anything like that. But I have found in so many instances that I'll start writing about a topic and I'm saying, okay, this is what I want to talk about, and I'll even get other video ideas or even post ideas from it, or even how I'm even gonna promote the video. So sometimes sitting down, writing it out can really help you create even more content or build on what it is. It also helps you kind of see what gaps you may be missing. So instead of you sitting here and kind of rambling off and talking, you're less likely to miss certain points because you've already thought about that. And I found that in my previous videos, when I did less time preparing, that I would go back and watch it and said, oh, I forgot to mention this, or I forgot to do this, or I just wouldn't like how the editing would come about. So that is the why. I think that the concepts in this video are useful when it comes to doing any kind of video, whether it's an Instagram reel, a TikTok video, a YouTube, or even maybe like a promotional video for something. Do I always do this? No. I especially don't do this for short form videos. And that's also not true, because if you follow me on my personal TikTok, I'm going to leave a link somewhere on the page for what my personal TikTok is. It's at the Samantha Johnson. A lot of those videos, I do some preparation for them where I might get the idea and I say, okay, this is the concept of it and this is what I'm going to do. But I generally don't go over 1 minute videos on my personal TikTok. But literally yesterday I had the Layman's Doctor TikTok just on private, didn't really have anything going for it, and I said to myself, you know what, this is a day that I'm going to post on it. And all I did was set up my camera in my bathroom and pointed the video at myself and spoke about something. And those are some of the times. Sometimes when you prepare too much, you never end up doing anything. And I'm the type of person that when I get an idea, I like to jump on it immediately, and that can be good and that can be bad. But don't feel like you always have to sit down and write out a huge outline. Sometimes your preparation can simply be getting the idea in your head, thinking about the flow in your head, and then just immediately executing it. Simple as that. Let's talk about the setup. Even for me, my setup is super simple. I just chose the least cluttered background in my room, and I sit in front of my table with a mini ring light, and I use my iPhone camera, and I've been using the iPhone mic for a lot of these videos because I've been having issues with the sound and syncing up. I said, I can't bother with all of that. So I simply just use my iPhone and a ring light, and I think it looks pretty okay, right? A lot of times you just have to start, and you don't need to make this huge investment into getting a camera, getting a whole light setup. These are things you can do down the line, and these are things that people say over and over and over and over again. So I'm not gonna be here repeating the same stuff that other YouTubers have said over and over. When I'm watching these videos, a lot of the advice is just start, and it sounds super simple, but it's actually true, and it's something that even I have struggled with, because I've had a YouTube page for years and years, and sometimes there will be years in between videos that I'm posting. But your setup really doesn't have to be super expensive, super complicated, especially if the type of video that you're doing is one where you're just sitting in front of a camera and talking. You just need somewhere with decent lighting, and it's not too distracting. So this right here is just a sheet that covers my bookshelf because it's a little bit distracting, and I didn't really want to have it. Sometimes I get a little bit upset that I can't take this out of the frame, which is my closet door, and I decided that, you know what, it's okay, and we will just improve as time goes on. Eventually you might get the fancy camera, you might get the awesome lights, you never know. But that setup, as long as it's something that's visually appealing, people can hear you fairly well and they can see you fairly well, that's pretty great. And now let's get into image. Boy, when I say we have to learn from our mistakes, especially because I wear glasses and my viewfinder is over there and I'm having issues with my viewfinder, oftentimes you end up watching the video later and you're like, oh my gosh, my glasses is dirty, there's something in my teeth, oh my god, you know, my hair was out of place, there was something in my nose, yada yada yada. Sometimes those things will happen, and you've recorded hours and hours and hours, well, not literal hours, but you've recorded a good chunk of content, and then you just go like, crap, I can't post this. So a good way, because that has happened to me, a good way that I have mitigated this is that I have just done some preparation checks before going. I just say, okay, let me fix my hair, let me choose a shirt that I like, that I feel comfortable in, let me make sure my teeth is good, let me try and clean my glasses, you know, let me try not to give people nose shots just in case there's something in my nose, because I do have a tendency that when I talk naturally, my natural tendency is to kind of put my head up and talk like this is my natural resting position. But I have had to keep in mind, hey, remember, someone is going to be watching me and I'm trying to give them the best look that I'm giving, which is even why I sometimes don't even like having things on the screen, even my viewfinder, or having it right in front of me. But right now I do have my notes in front of me, because you'll end up watching the video and then bam, I cut eye contact, and that's pretty uncomfortable. That's pretty uncomfortable for you, the viewer. So I much rather have nothing there, so I have nothing else but to look straight into the camera, so that when you're watching this video, it feels like I'm talking to you and we're in the same room having this conversation, versus, oh, I'm just reading from a thing. Yeah, you know, make sure you check your nose and teeth, wear something you're comfortable in, prepare for the videos, blah blah blah. No. So prevention is better than cure. Right now I'm completely breaking that rule, and I know I've been catching myself moments where I'm like, ugh, looking away just to catch myself. But if you're finding that you're gonna have this issue with looking away, then just move the thing from in front of you, right? Try to stay very cognizant of how you look on camera. So again, I've realizing that in my videos I'll start out with my head like this, you know, looking at the camera, looking very poised and whatnot, and then I start to get comfortable, like I'm conversing, and my posture changes, and the way my head tilt changes, and those type of things. And I've been realizing that I don't really like how that looks. So now in the back of my head I'm like, all right, this is how we're gonna talk. It's a little bit not as comfortable, but it definitely looks a little bit better. Now let's go on to the part that we've all been waiting for, the actual content. For me personally, I generally start with like a headline or a topic that I want to speak about, and then I focus it in. So, you know, I want to focus about getting prepared for your video, and I say, okay, what are the things that I want to talk about? You know, I want to talk about the setup, I want to talk about how you look on it, I want to talk about the content. So I'll write that out, and I say, okay, what are some points? You know, maybe I'll give definitions, maybe I'll give some background information or a little bit of a preamble. It just depends. And I literally actually write those out and write them in point form. Some people will write a script, but I have found that I don't do well with scripts, and I do much better if I just write off the key points, especially if I can just glance and say, oh yeah, this is what I want to talk about. But also, writing things out helps you to, or at least helps me to remember the flow. So I don't really have to look at the notes as much, because in my head I've already envisioned the conversation. Again, you also want to think about, how do you want this video to flow? How do you want it to flow? Yes, this might be just a conversational video, but I want to have it flow kind of like an essay, you know, where there's an introductory paragraph, my key points, and then there's going to be a nice conclusion, and there are going to be one key points that I want to hit out there. You know, maybe I want to do some self-promotion, maybe I want to say, hey, yeah, I'm going to have more videos talking about this topic if you're interested, and stuff like that. Well, what if it's more of a cinematic type of video, or a video where you're actually doing things that you have to think about editing? And I think that TikTok has really helped me with this. Again, on my personal TikTok, which I have so much fun over. You know, I post a lot of like cooking videos. Sometimes I post about my nails. I don't have any nails on right now, but that's because that's because I'm in the middle of doing them at the moment, and that's something that's gonna be over there. Right, that page is really about me, and I find that I definitely do more stuff over there because there's less pressure on myself about it. When I'm posting over there, I'm really just sharing my day-to-day life and doing things that I like. But again, remember when I said that I have a concept in my mind and a flow? When you have that, it really helps you when it comes to execution. So in TikTok, I will do very small videos because you can't necessarily, or at least I haven't found a way where you have a long, big chunk of video and then you can cut it. It's not like an editing app. So I don't usually film in the app itself. I film outside of the app and then put the videos into the app, and then I put them together. So having an idea of the sequence and the things that I want to show is really helpful. And you can imagine, the more complicated that your video gets, or the type of cut you want to get, is the more you really have to think about it. It's not a situation where you can say, all right, it's just gonna be one thing after the other. You know, even when I'm doing vlogs, for example, I have to think about, okay, what do I want to show? How do I want to show it? You know, maybe I want to show myself driving into the place. Maybe I want to show myself getting that drink. You have to think about those things, including transitions. You think I put a cool transition in after that? We'll see. Finally, now we have reached the conclusion part of this video essay, because I mean, that's what YouTube really is. It's a video essay. I don't want you to watch this video and think that you have to be perfect just off the bat, because in no way, shape, or form was I perfect. In fact, I'm still not perfect right now. I am just trying to keep myself accountable and share with you guys that you can still get better time and time after time. You can still get better time and time again. Even if you made some of these mistakes, you can still post it. A lot of times people won't even notice. And what someone said to me, a good friend of mine, he also has a YouTube channel. His name is Mishka. He's a pharmacist that does a lot of content around health, right? He was like, I will just point it out and laugh at myself before anyone else laughs at me. It's really not a big deal. Another friend of mine was like, hey, people usually watch videos on their phones anyways. You'd be surprised they may not even see it. You can improve as you go and literally just start. That's one of the best pieces of advice that I ever got from somebody, where you have something in mind, just start. You don't have to get it all right in one go. You can learn and learn more about yourself, improve on what you do, and you may realize, hey, this is not what I want to do. Or you might realize, wow, I really like this, and these are some small steps and changes that I can make to make what I do better. Funnily enough, I was having this conversation today, the day that I'm videoing this. Just have fun. Sometimes when we focus a lot on views and engagement, I think we end up putting ourselves in an area where we get like a mental block. And I think it's really important to say, all right, what is the type of content that I would like to see? That's always a great start. Oftentimes, a community that you build is a community of like-minded persons, and I think that this is all about building community and helping others who are in similar positions as me, similar situations. And you know, even in medicine, it's all about apprenticeship. It's all about helping each other. So sometimes just don't watch the views, don't watch the likes, and you never know what happens. Like, you always hear people say, like, randomly a post that they made 2 years ago gets picked up and it starts blowing up. But I mean, unless your goal is literally to be viral or to get those views, then sure. But if you just want to build a community, start building your brand, you have to start somewhere. And sometimes we can't get bogged down on the fact that nobody's watching, no one is engaging, no one is commenting. It can get really frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, it can get very frustrating. But you know, I'm not even on the other end where I have moved past this frustration. But what keeps me going is that I like doing this. I like talking about it. I like sharing what I've learned. And it's also a way to, one, keep me accountable, so I keep doing it and showing myself that I can do it. And two, it's like a video documentary. And even looking back at some of my posts, sometimes I get to see how much I've grown, and you would not be surprised at you would be surprised at how much growth you've made when you take a chance to step back and look at everything as a whole versus looking at what you're doing right now. So on that note, thank you for watching this. If you have any more pointers, just leave them down in the comments. If you think someone would benefit from this video, please share it with them. Please subscribe and support my channel and like this video. I love hearing from you guys, and I'm a true believer in things will reach you when you need them the most. So if you're watching this and you're taking the time out to watch this, then just be blessed and know that this came to you at the perfect time, and it was really genuine. And I hope that it helped, and I hope that my mistakes help you to be better creators.